No one who ever built a successful startup had the luxury of it being their only focus. Knowing how to give yourself more time each week in which to focus on your idea, your small business, or finding your edge is the secret to startup success. Knowing how to take control of your time and remove procrastination is the key to success in anything you're doing in life. That's why I'm going to teach you how to take back your time, get focused, and get what you most desire. I'm Gina. I've spent the last 16 years working with founders and building startups from idea to IPO. And all the ones that were successful implemented this exact time management system that I'm going to take you through today. Whilst we're here, I'm going to teach you what procrastination actually is and some tried and tested methods in which you can overcome it. And just to further support you on this journey, I'm going to give you an effective tip to balance your business with everything else you've got going on in your life. And I'm on a mission to enable brands to start now, scale faster, and go further in their startup journeys. If you're looking to start, build, or grow, check out all my free resources. But let's just get back more of your time with time blocking. Time blocking is working with you, your week, your attributes, and how you approach life to visualize and plan the most effective way to get things done. And it's 6 simple steps that I will take you through right now. The 6th being the most important, but sometimes the hardest. Time blocking works as a weekly practice. So step 1, understand what you actually need to get done and write it out. Write out the actions or tasks that you need to do and jot down a vague time that you think it will take you to undertake those actions or tasks. And then we move to step 2, which is really important but often missed. And that is know when you work best. We are all built completely differently. Some of us are night owls, some of us are early birds. Productivity is not one size fits all. A lot of people fail because they think that in order to have time to do the things they want, it has to be at sacrifice for the rest of their lifestyle and what they are naturally attuned to do. That is setting yourself up to fail. So the second step in effectively using time blocking is to know when you work best. When thinking about when you work best, plot out your peak hours. And these may differ from weekday to weekends. And step 3 is the magic. You schedule your blocks. So in your time blocking practice, once a week, you will look at when you are most focused and you will physically block in your calendar time to do those tasks. I like to use Google Calendar. I also like to color code it. I also like to have a format for titles. You may not be that way inclined, but physically blocking into your calendar is not only important for the next few steps, but also it makes it feel like it's something that you have to stick to. Accountability from others, even if it's just a computer system, is more powerful than making ourselves do it by ourselves. And that's why if you have an idea and you really want to build a business, but you're not sure where to start, head over to my website and grab the Start Properly series for free, because within that, you get weekly accountability from yours truly. But now you have your blocks physically scheduled into whatever calendar you're using, it's time for step 4, getting prepared. You've planned out your blocks, and now you need to make sure that when that time comes, you are 100% ready for them. In each of your calendar blocks, you want to put all of the tools, all of the resources, everything that you need within that time to complete that task. For me, I keep everything in Notion and I link that Notion page to the calendar. But this could be as simple as dropping in anything that you're working on into the description of that calendar invite. Remember, that block that you've scheduled is to do the task, not to set yourself up to do the task. And number 5, you're going to add yourself a little bit of flex time. Where some people go wrong with time blocking is they leave no room for error or no room for just breathing. We are human, we are not machines, and back to back, even if they are tasks and not meetings, has a psychological effect on us because we feel like we're not stopping in between each thing that we're changing from. So having a little bit of flex time every day makes it feel less overwhelming, and it gives you less of a solid block when you look at your calendar in the morning. And then step 6, the hardest, is to stick to it. I turn on my Google notifications so that when I'm in a meeting, I get that 10-minute countdown and I get that 1-minute warning. That gets me into the state that knows that I'm about to do a task. I have all of my resources in my calendar link and I'm ready to go. Every week you will set aside time to do this practice of time blocking, and it is your decision every single day to wake up and stick to what you've planned. Be disciplined and stick to it because you will see huge results. And being disciplined is easier said than done. But the trick to being disciplined is to know how to actually stop procrastinating and start doing. But how do you stop procrastinating? Well, this video is about time management in essence, but procrastination has nothing to do with time management. Procrastination is not a time management problem, it's an emotional regulation problem. Procrastination occurs not because you don't have time to do the things, it occurs because your emotions are blocking you from doing the things. So let's just go through some pre-procrastination strategies and some getting started strategies that are the key drivers to beating procrastination. So the 3 strategies you're going to want to do before you sit down to start the thing and start procrastinating are things you've already done and a little extra. Beating procrastination is about getting set up properly. So having everything prepared beforehand so you're not scurrying away and gathering your resources, and time blocking. We've already set ourselves up by doing the physical things we can do to get over procrastination. So let's address the emotional. The best pre-procrastination strategy you can have is actually step 1 of time blocking, and that is do the right things. You need to understand why the things that you are doing are important for you. The number 1 way to get over procrastination is to know why you are doing the things and why it matters. You can trick your emotional management into not procrastinating by thinking of the bigger picture. If you want to know more about bigger picture thinking and how we use this as a strategy to make sure our startups are successful, drop me a comment below. But before you even head into your week of time blocking, you need to make sure that you are doing the right things and you know why. You are setting yourself up with time management and with resource management. And procrastination can be overcome just by tricking your emotions. So let's go through 3 strategies to just get started. The first is the countdown. Whatever you're trying to start, count down from 5 and just begin. It's hard to stop after you've begun, and giving yourself a countdown and a launch time to begin forces you to do the first thing. Counting down to go gets you going. And as soon as you're going, your emotions will come with you and you will overcome that procrastination obstacle. Number 2 is the 1 minute rule. If it takes less than 1 minute, do it immediately. If it's going to take more than 1 minute, convince yourself you only have to do it for 60 seconds. Once that first 60 seconds is up, you will continue. It's part of our DNA. It's the getting started that's hardest. So give yourself 60 seconds on your phone and do 60 seconds of anything that you're trying to achieve. And the third strategy is the promise. As I've already mentioned today, we are hardwired to do things for other people more than for ourselves. Strangely, our empathy is stronger than our drive. If someone asks you to do something, you are more likely to do it than if you just put it onto your task list. Not letting someone down often spurs us to take action because we don't want to feel the feelings of letting somebody else down, which is crazy when we think that we don't mind letting ourselves down at all. Ultimately, the key driver to beating procrastination is to understand your emotions by having a purpose. So much of what is blocking us from what we want in life is that we are unsure as to why we are doing it and we are not driven enough by it. Getting clear on what you want and why is the only way in which you can beat procrastination truly. If you have an idea that you want to launch, if you are building your own business, understanding your why and your core blocks of your business is so important, and it will help you beat procrastination and focus on what's driving your business further. If you want to make sure that those foundations are driving you to the correct purpose, head over to my website, check out some of my free tools, drop me a comment. I am here to help you. And mostly, you need to make sure that you have a balanced life. Building a brand is hard work, but burnout is not a joke. So how do you actually balance your time? Well, we go back to the beginning of the video and we use time blocking. When I sit down every week and I go through my time blocking practice, I block out time for things that bring me joy and refill my cup. I have non-negotiable times for my personal life. I have times with my husband, I have times by myself, I have times to just sit, drink a coffee and read a book. I make my personal time as non-negotiable as my most urgent calls. By using time blocking, I can also see that my approach is balanced. I use different colors across personal and business, and I make sure that I'm not over-indexing on one thing over the other. Additionally, time blocking means that I approach my business with focus and it's not just sap time. So every time I come out of one of my blocks, I feel a sense of achievement, which leads me into a more balanced lifestyle with my personal self. On top of this, I bring those who are around me in on my plans. Time blocking is fantastic because I can share my calendars with others and I can let them know what I'm working on, why, so we are constantly aligned and communicating, making my balance easier. And then finally, to make sure you get that balance, set yourself up with the right tools. Don't spend your life chasing updates, chasing things. Make sure you have tools that support what you are doing and what you are trying to achieve. I've got tons of free tools. I build everything in Notion, my personal, my business, my side hustle, all in one place so that I can stay on top of absolutely everything and not get stressed or burnt out, constantly switching. Go to my website, grab yourself some tools, use time blocking to reclaim your time and make your dream happen.